My name is Emilio. In the summer of 1992, I left my little house in Veracruz with empty pockets and my madre, my mother's tired eyes following me to the door. My hands were already old from factory work. No matter how hard we tried, we couldn't escape the pobreza, the poverty that wrapped around us like a second skin. That year, Mexico was collapsing. 10 years after the debt crisis, and still they called it La Década Perdida, the lost decade. The peso kept falling. Factories kept closing. The government kept talking about esperanza, hope, about something called NAFTA, NAFTA. But what reached our neighborhood wasn't hope. It was hunger. Every day, the radio spoke of El Norte, the North. 1 million people crossed last year, they said. In our barrio, 20 people left every month. Half came back. The others either made it or disappeared in the desert. So I made my choice. Voy al norte. I'm going north. The law didn't want us, but their economy did. In the US, they said, one day's work could feed a family for a week. 2 hands. That's all you needed. I remember that bus ride. Days of dust and silence. The desert outside the window looked endless, like it was swallowing everything I'd ever known. The bus was full. Young men, padres, fathers, even a pregnant woman. Everyone whispering the same dream. Just 1 year, maybe 2. At a small rest stop, an old man told me, I've crossed 7 times. 4 I made it, 3 they caught me. But I keep going. Mis nietos, my grandchildren are hungry. He looked at me with eyes carved deeper than the desert wind. He said, last year, 17 died in the Sonora Desert. This year, already 30. They say the Border Patrol cuts the botellas de agua, the water bottles we leave behind. I didn't want to believe him, but I would learn soon. That was just the beginning. When I reached the border, a man, a coyote, waited for us. That town was strange, half desperation, half business. Shops sold border crossing kits, salt, water jugs, small maps, like travel packages for death. On a wall, someone had written, 1992, 328 muertos, 328 dead, and it's only July. The coyote drew 3 lines in the dirt. Primero, first, the desert. 3 days if you're lucky, when the water's gone. He dragged his finger across his throat. Segundo, second, hide in a truck. If you're caught, deportation. Last month they found 19 people inside, 14 dead. Too hot, no air. Tercero, third, the Rio Grande. Fastest route, most dangerous. This year alone, 60 drowned. I looked at that river on the map and said, I can swim. He looked back at me and said, no, amigo. That's not swimming water. That's a grave. That night, there were 13 of us. 2 children, 1 old abuela, grandmother, and the rest of us, dreamers. Among them was Jose, my neighbor. He had 3 kids, Carlos, Anna, and little Miguel. His wife was sick. No work, no medicine. He sat beside the river and whispered, just 1 year, Emilio. 1 year. I'll come back, buy medicine, send my kids to school. He showed me a photo, edges torn from too much holding. Last night, Miguel held my leg and said, Papa, when are you coming back? I told him, "Soon, mijito. Soon, my little one. I'll bring you a big toy airplane." She paused, then said, "Emilio, promise me algo. Promise me something. If I don't make it, tell my kids their papa, their father, loved them, that I was thinking of them hasta el final, until the very end." I said, "Don't talk like that," but in his eyes, he already knew. The coyote whispered, "Ahora, silencio. Now, quiet." I stripped to my waist, tied my clothes tight, and stepped into the black water. It was freezing, like knives on my skin. At first the current was gentle, then it turned, fast, pulling hard. A man carried his daughter on his chest. She whispered, "Papa, hace frío. It's cold." Halfway across, the ground vanished. The current took me under. The father screamed, "Marta! Rosa!" Water exploded around us, and they were gone. "Jose, don't!" I shouted as he dove after them. He reached out. "Carlos, Ana, Miguel." And then the river took him too. When I crawled onto the bank, I vomited black water. A child's doll floated by. I grabbed it and held it tight. And I understood. The Rio Grande wasn't water. It was a monster that swallowed hope and despair at once. At dawn, we searched. One shoe, a torn shirt, nothing else. The coyote lit a cigarette. "Vámonos, let's go," he said. "No time." Something inside me broke. Since that night, I crossed that river again and again, in my dreams. Every time, Jose's voice calls me. "Emilio, tell my children. Tell them Papa loved them." I wake up gasping, soaked in sweat. Now I work on a farm in Texas. People call me the lucky one. But I know I didn't survive. I only kept breathing. 3 years later, I sent a letter to Jose's house. No answer. Maybe Miguel still waits for Papa and that toy airplane. At night, I still smell the river. Wet earth, rot, despair. The Rio Grande never leaves me. There I lost my country. There I lost my brother. Jose, perdóname. Forgive me. I couldn't keep my promise. So I live here, in this foreign land, remembering you. Every night, with the sound of the river calling your name. Jose, Carlos, Ana, Miguel. That's where I learned. The border isn't a line on a map. It's where human hope drowns. And some rivers can never be crossed.